There we go. Alrighty, I'm back. Thank you all for waiting, and I'm super excited to welcome onto the call. We have Dario and Gabriel.
Hola, hola. Hello,
Internet, ¿cómo
everyone.
están?
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Can everyone hear Dario and Gabriel all right?
Hello.
I hope you all hear me better because I have a better voice than Dario.
Bueno.
Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, we're super excited to chat with you today. Thanks so much for taking the time to come be with us and talk to us a little bit more about Mexican Ninja and your involvement in the game. And thank you again for the exclusive sneak peek of being able to play it.
No, thank you for playing it, and thank you for being so good at the game.
Yeah, you did it in the last chance. That was really incredible.
Thank you. Oh man, they were watching me. I remember when we talked, we were like, oh, it's really difficult. And I was like, challenge accepted. I'm going to do my best.
Yeah, we were watching with the team and everyone is screaming like, yeah, she did it.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're excited to have you here. We're going to do a few, for the audience, we're going to be talking more about Gabriel and Dario's involvement in the game and learning more about the game. I figure we'll start off really quick with some introductions and ask you about your role. So, Dario, would you mind starting us off about who you are and what your role is in the company?
Sure. So I'm Dario, and I'm the Mexican in the company. I'm kidding. I'm the creative director.
And as the creative director, I imagine you have a big say in the vision of the game, yes?
Yeah. So for me, what that means is that I'm in charge of the vibes. So I supervise the vibes. I check all aspects of the game so they follow that vibe. That means the art, the animation, the characters, the narrative, the gameplay. So it's cohesive and it goes in that direction, right? So the vibe is simple. It's the title. It's Mexican Ninja. But, also, so things don't go as planned. So being the creative director also means taking hard decisions and then what to cut and being creative and what to do with what we already have, right? And so that means knowing your team, what they're best at, and knowing your project, your systems. And also for me, it means being someone that wishes to create a fun environment. Making games is hard, sometimes it's stressful. So all of the people in my team are super fun, like everybody, even Gabriel, even though he tells bad jokes. But everybody's fun. Dad jokes. Ever since he turned into a dad, he tells dad jokes.
Yeah, I turned into a dad. It was my evolution.
That was your next step in the Pokemon evolution.
Yeah, exactly.
Gabriel, tell us about you. Who are you and what is your role in the team for Mexican Ninja?
So on Mexican Ninja, I'm the producer. So when Dario says that he has to make the hard decision of cutting stuff, that's not true. That's something that I do. It was like we're months away from release, and Dario still wants to keep putting some stuff into the game, and I'm the one that's saying like, hey, dude, we need to polish, we need to deliver, we need to make everyone happy with our game. So let's start doing that and not putting more feature creep into the game. There's a lot of really cool ideas. Mexican Ninja, by the name itself, like I think it springs a lot of imagination into everyone that hears the title. So imagine if we have the power to make this game. So there's been a lot of things that we need to cut because we don't have the time to make everything that everyone is telling us we should do. So sadly, that's one of like the things that I have to do, but it's also amazing because the whole team is amazing. There's so much talent involved in this that it's a dream job, I would say.
That's amazing, and I'm sure that you both, and of course your team, work really, really closely together to make sure you can get this vision out while also still retaining a lot of the creativity that you want, despite all the constraints. As you mentioned, there's a ton to do, but you got to be very mindful about what you pick up.
Yeah, but even... Oh.
Go ahead, please.
Oops. I was gonna say that even with those constraints, sometimes that's where the creativity really flows, you know. Sometimes it's also a good thing. When we have too much liberty, we can tend to get stressed about that and maybe not really concentrate on polishing things. So sometimes it's even better.
Absolutely. And maybe I'll throw this question over to Gabriel first. Can you tell me about what inspired the team to combine both Mexican and Japanese cultures?
So it's Mexican Ninja. It's a pretty long story, and we don't have that long of a story, but of a time. But I can give you like a sneak peek of how everything started. And a year and a half, or almost 2 years ago, the team at Matrix, the leadership, we were looking to make something that we really loved, and we're 80s kids that grew up with 90s games, right? Like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Ninja Turtles, Double Dragon, Castlevania, well, a lot of these games. So we really love beat 'em up games. And we get to know this amazing guy that's called Carlos Rincones, and he had this idea of a Mexican ninja. And it was kind of like a serendipity kind of story, where when he told us about this idea and we were looking at beat 'em ups, we said like, oh my god, this is it, this is the best thing that ever happened to us. We had one problem, and it's that the studio and the leadership team of Matrix, we're Colombians, we're not Mexicans. So we were like, oh, but we're not Mexicans, maybe. But Dario was working at the time at Matrix, and I just called him and told him like, hey Dario, are you sure you're Mexican? And he was like, yeah, dude, I promise I'm Mexican. And that's when it started. And I mean, Colombia is really close to Mexico. It's a Latin culture. There's a lot of about that. And I mean, there's a competition on who's the most otaku on the team. Dario believes it's him, but he's actually not. Don't let him say that, and you'll know it's not gonna be. But we really, I mean, we grew up with Nintendo, anime, mangas. Like, I have my house full of Dragon Ball, so I mean, also the Japanese culture was something that was really, really into our ADN, DNA, sorry. So that's how it started. When I gave it to Dario and when I offered him like the creative direction, then I think he can talk more about it. But that's when the game exploded and like it became a reality. And right now, 1 year and a half, almost 2 years later, it's becoming this that you're seeing on the screen, which we are really in love with. And we're really happy to be showing you all of this. But I'm gonna shut up and let Dario tell you a bit more about how the game came to be in his mind.
So
that's awesome. Go ahead, Dario.
Gabriel and I have like very strange competition. Like for everything we compete, you'll probably notice that. But yeah, I was working as a producer actually with them before, and when they came to me and said, "Hey, do you want to make a game? Like it's called Mexican Ninja. You know, it's a beat 'em up and it's a roguelike." I said, "Shut up! I know what to do. Like I get you. Like I totally get you." And you know, we turned it into something that is certainly not family friendly. And thank you for letting us be in your stream. We're being very polite. We're mindful of that. But so yeah, and the blend, the culture blend, it was very funny when you said, I want to know what inspired you to combine Japan and Mexico, other than Japan is cool, because the most genuine answer is because we think Japan is cool. So it is really like a very interesting blend. That's the first thing, of course, because you know, Mexicans are loud, offensive, but very passionate and warm. And Japanese people are very disciplined, extremely polite. And you know, ninjas are silent. So that was just funny and fun, to play with. So just sparked smiles, when we started doing that. And there's also, facts. And I'm very bad with facts because I tend to forget like the really, really important stuff that make them facts. But there's examples like there's actually sushi tacos. There's this thing called birriamen, which is birria and ramen that actually exists. There's a place in Chiapas, I think it's Chiapas, that's an important fact I tend to forget, that where a samurai went to live in Mexico, so now they do that. There's also this story where they tried to bring the sakura trees to Mexico, but they couldn't because they didn't have the conditions to grow up here, so they brought instead jacarandas. So I think Mexico and Japan are like friends. I think they're friends, and probably every country is going to say that about every country, but I think there's similarities and also differences that make it fun, and it makes us friends. And also Goku is Mexican at this point.
We actually had a little talk with one of our VIPs here, Toshiro, who mentioned apparently Dragon Ball Z is very, very well beloved in Brazil, and many people are named after like Goku and Gohan and whatnot.
Gabriel wanted to name his kid Goku.
Oh yeah?
My wife didn't let me. But
she took all the Dragon Balls from the household from you and said that's not happening.
Yeah. It's kind of a she's listening, so we better not talk about this because I'm going to be in trouble, I guess.
All right. Well, that's actually really cool. It's cool that it sounds like Mexican Ninja was born after y'all got Dario on to be the Mexican of the team.
I brought a bunch of Mexican people to the team too. So that's a concern I sometimes see, that there is a lot of Mexican people on the team. They're watching. Saludos a mis amigos!
Welcome everyone. Happy to have you here. Saludos. Let's switch gears really quick. So, can you share? I know you already told me you both are like very, very huge into retro gaming, as we would call it. We do a lot of retro games here too, and played some similar, as you mentioned. I'm kind of curious, what games in particular, if any, inspired you in this game's direction?
So you want to go first, Gab?
Yeah,
or?
go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Darion. This is
okay. So as Gabriel said, this game, it was born because of Gabriel and his old friends' love for retro games, old beat 'em ups. There's also, in Mexico, we call them maquinitas. That means little machines. It's the arcade machines, but we just call it that way. And I think it just embodies, the feeling of what it is. And so that obviously, it's born out of that, and the satisfaction it brings to just like mash buttons and having fun with your friends there. So we really are aiming like in that direction for it to be challenging, because they were challenging and you only had like this one coin to play it, but also satisfactory. And since I'm not as old, I don't get tired of saying that in front of Gabriel. But so I have other references, right? So we, since we're aiming for this challenge and satisfaction, we also have some hack and slashes in there in our inspirations. Of course, Ninja Gaiden, some are more challenging than others. Devil May Cry, but also, of course, new beat 'em ups, right? Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't know if I got that right. Shredder's Revenge.
Oh yeah.
So that one, it's like if it was that with Hades. So we like Hades, we like Dead Cells, So, and also a little bit of other roguelikes that just have like fun combinations. That's what we're iterating towards, So just, I don't know, this chaos that it can bring, but also like fun. So yeah, those are our main inspirations.
Awesome.
And
please go.
Since Dario likes to remind me that I'm older than him, that's why I keep telling him that the game is really easy, because he's younger. He doesn't know the struggles that we actually had to go to beat the maquinitas as he believes he knows them.
Yeah, the game got very difficult with Gabriel telling me constantly, "Oh, this game is easy. Oh, this game is easy." So since we have that rivalry, I just made it harder and harder, and it got to this point. It's not even as hard as it once was. But we're trying to find that sweet spot because of course it's supposed to be challenging but also satisfactory. I don't want people like just quitting because the game is fun and funny, so I just want to keep them there too.
Yeah, I think it's a good point about balancing because on one hand you don't want it so easy people go, it's like, what was the point? But at the same time you don't want it too hard where they just rage quit and they never try it and see the full extent of like all the love and effort you poured into it. I totally know what you mean about the maquinitas because, like, back in the day, you would have your quarter, right? Or your coin, you put it on the cabinet, and you're like, it's my turn next, I want to get next. And you only have so much money. You had to like, get good to play those games because they're pretty brutal.
Yeah, that's definitely the spirit of the game. Like, one more run, and then it's 6 a.m.
Yeah,
No.
and your wallet's a little lighter.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the kind of technology that your team chose to build this? Maybe this will go to Gabriel.
I can start. Yeah, I can start. Matrix we have been working for the past 15 years in game, 10 years in games. I've been in 15 years in games, but Matrix has been working, and we've always used Unity because at the time when we started the studio, it was kind of the boom of Unity when Unity kind of like democratized, I don't know if that's the word, like the power to make games, right? Before getting into an engine was kind of hard. Unreal was starting also, but it wasn't right there, and Unity was kind of like the easy way for people to start making games. And we were starting a studio, so it was natural to use Unity, and we became experts in Unity. So we've been using Unity for for 10, 11 years. So when we decided on the technology, it's not like, oh, it's Unity, but it was kind of like the expertise that we had. Our tech lead was also really knew the engine really well, and all the artists, everyone had the expertise and how to move around in Unity. So that was the way we chose the engine. When we started making the game, though, like our crazy tech lead, I cannot like really explain this, but he decided on making his own architecture. He actually named it like Quarks, and it's his own little universe, and he brought us in there, and it's amazing, and we can do all of the crazy stuff that we're doing. but it's a bit daunting, but I mean, it's amazing what he has done, and the tools that he has given, and the programmers, the whole programming team for the whole team. I don't know that if I'm escaping something, but yeah.
Nah, yeah, that's cool. Shout out to Andy. It's very funny the Quarks thing because the Quark sometimes comes with some bugs, and they're like quark related, like quantum mechanic things. Like you need to observe like a variable, otherwise it doesn't work or something. So yeah, just wanted to say that joke.
Yeah,
I don't have anything to add. Gabriel said the smart stuff.
I mean, Unity is a pretty popular choice, especially because it's nowadays they have a lot more tutorials and things to get you into it. And obviously, if you were doing this like 10 plus years ago, they didn't really have much back then. So I could just understand why your tech lead would create something on their own and be like, this is ours. Like, we own this little architecture. That's super cool. So, based on, you mentioned 10 years in developing games, what have you learned through... Obviously, you're still working on Mexican Ninja. What have you learned now that you wish you knew back then?
That's a really hard question, and it's a really interesting question. And and I always like to read postmortems and hear this kind of interviews, or go to GDC and go to the conference and hear the other developers talking about what kind they teach or what have they learned and all of that stuff, because I really do believe that whenever I hear something from another developer, it's like, oh yeah, you're right, but I bet you didn't knew that, and that thing that you think that you wish you knew before might not work for me, right? Because I do believe that every game is its own universe, and even if you can like have a template or be organized, have a producer, be aware of feature creep, have a clear goal, have a clear vision, that might help you in a certain type of game. But then there's another game that is like, oh no, I just one day started like coding and 2 years later I have this amazing game. So I know this is kind of like a cop-out kind of answer, and if I had to actually say something, I think if you're passionate about your game and you have like even if you're a solo developer, listening to what your game is telling you is always useful. Like, we have a ton of stuff that we think is cool, that we want to do, but when we show the game to other people, or when we play ourselves, or when we look at the technology, the art, or the feeling that we're achieving with the game, we kind of know that the game is not doesn't want that amazing idea. So it's hard sometimes to kill amazing ideas, but sometimes it's like learn to listen to what your game is asking you. And then the other thing is that even if you're a solo developer, be a producer. Like, having a producer is amazing. I'm the producer, so so yeah.
So I'm amazing.
So I'm amazing. Yeah, exactly. But it does help.
Yeah.
Right, Dario?
Yeah. It does help. When Gabriel works, because he doesn't always work, it helps a lot.
Once every 3 months.
Yeah.
Once every 3 months. What about you, Dario?
Yeah, I have 2 tips. So one is very cheesy. It's have fun. Like, always do something that is close to your heart. Never stop playing. Never stop enjoying games. And of course, look at them critically. But I say this because when I started making games, I stopped playing games. And games are my passion. Like, the first thing I remember of my existence is literally playing a game. So it's I just love them. So I think it's very important to keep that in mind, because it just makes it not feel like work. Because sometimes, work and fun seems like they contradict. But when you're really having fun, and it's just like a matter of just getting that block out of your head, because it is fun. Like, making Mexican Ninja is the most fun thing I've ever done, like, really. So that's one. And the other one is more grounded, and that is to adapt, like, to learn to adapt. Like, things get dicey, always. I've tried since I was a producer, like, to find and investigate like a perfect pipeline, like to know how to plan ahead and ahead and have like 1,000 plans, and they never work. They've never worked. Maybe I'm just a bad producer and Gabriel is amazing, like he's saying. But my experience has been that, we haven't been making for 10 years exactly like FPS games. So sometimes we just need to adapt. We're complicated. We're people. We're artists. I like to consider ourselves artists. We're emotional, and we're a group of like different kinds of people. There's programmers, designers, artists, and it's just like sometimes that those personalities just like crash. So it's very important to have to be able to adapt, to be creative, like with the things you do. Sometimes, you need to cut things like Gabriel does, not me. I say, I want to have this and this and this, and Gabriel says, no, we can't do that. So you need to say we're creative people, you know, we make games, so we need to, I don't know, find a way to work around it, and sometimes, like I said, it ends up being even more fun. So that's my tip. Like, don't be a stuck up like me, like I was.
Thank you both, and I think that's 3 really good learnings. Like as you said, Dario, having fun is like probably one of the most important parts. If you're working on something, it's better be fun for a game, because like if not, what are you doing? Like why put yourself through heck, right? And then, you know, to Gabriel's point, it's also really important to recognize that when you are trying to learn if you should use someone else's, you know, suggestions or their experiences, like really just like figure out, like, does it really pertain to your particular case? Because maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. And there can be multiple solutions to approach the same problem, depending on the different ways you're developing a game. But yeah, really, really good piece of advice. Thank you both on that. So if you're thinking about making a game, you heard it here, be a producer. Have a creative vision like a creative director. And again, be very mindful about what the kind of things you're doing, again, as a producer would. I want to ask you all if there's any questions from the audience. I think I saw one from, let's see, Ryudo, who is asking, do the devs love guacamole?
We like guacamole, but we love guacamole more.
Because you
I'm
eat
better
it.
I'm better at guacamole than Dario. That's for sure.
I'm better at everything.
Nah, Dario. Don't start, Dario.
You're seeing the rivalry here right now.
Yeah, but I mean, we do love guacamole, and they do, like, it was a huge inspiration. They lean more obviously on the Mexican kind of like fantasies and lore and legends, which is amazing how they pull it off. And it's more of a Metroidvania, but I mean, there's something really, there's really good learnings on how they make both games, and it's amazing, yeah.
And Crobata here says, the references to other games blends really well. They think that part of braiding together multiple cultures, it's not a contradiction. It's a celebration of stories, both cultural and other games. So I think that actually ties together really well what you both said about, hey, you know, Mexican culture is typically known as like being very passionate, very loud, and like, you know, very like direct, whereas something in Japanese culture would be more, you know, polite, reserved. And so a celebration of a mixture of those is quite interesting, and doesn't have to be like, you know, at ends with each other. They can be a yin and yang, if you will.
Yeah, and we're really putting an effort, you know, to knowing the Japanese culture better. I'm taking Japanese classes. I'm not very good at it yet. But yeah, I think it's cool. Also, the exaggeration blends well with the anime reactions, you know. So, yeah.
I had an 800-day streak in Duolingo in Japanese, and I didn't learn anything.
Oh no! Wait, you must have learned something.
I mean, kind of like maybe the numbers, but I wouldn't go on live saying anything. So
Konnichiwa, sumimasen.
There you go. Yeah.
Konnichiwa, Gabriel-san.
I've been to Japan, so let's leave it at that. But yeah,
I was about to ask.
Yeah. Something, just something about this is that is really cool, is that it's also like we are lighthearted, right? And we jokes about everything. That doesn't mean we don't respect the cultures. I do believe that we respect them so much that we can make fun of them, because we do believe that both cultures are amazing. But there's a ton of games that, like, right now there's the Yote game, and there's tons of games that do that really well, and we like to make fun of ourselves. I like to make fun of Dario likes to make fun of me, and that's kind of the spirit also in Matrix. We make jokes, like when people don't deliver something, or they can come in late into a meeting, I make them tell jokes at the end of the week. And so it's also kind of like, this is the spirit of Mexican Ninja.
do you have I guess a ranking of the dad jokes that get ranked as like the best for coming in late versus the worst?
I mean, there's all types of jokes. The dad jokes kind of is like my specialty. I keep sending Dario every day dad jokes. I think I follow like like an Instagram page that is like dad jokes or something.
Yeah, what I don't like is that he sends me from the same page. Like, I wish there was like a little bit more variety, you know?
Okay. I'm gonna research. I'm gonna broaden my
Your horizons.
yeah. Okay.
Humor category higher.
Dario, do you have a favorite dad joke from Gabriel?
No.
No? Okay, brutal. Oh, man. We have a question from the audience here. Krabati asks, are there any Japanese characters that you really connected to, where you saw familiar things to Mexican culture and or Mexican indigenous culture?
You know, not so much, but for me, it's Hideo Kojima, obviously. I'm a fanboy of his. Gabriel says I'm not, because I haven't played absolutely every single one of the games he's worked on.
You've played one game.
Metal Gear?
I played one games, but yeah.
Yeah, I was like, Metal Gear, Death Stranding. Had to wonder.
Yeah, I played Metal Gear Solid about 50 times, like the first one. That's like the first game I've ever played. So yeah, I see some things. I call him my uncle, mi tío. So I'm very inspired by him. Not really in the game yet. I mean, there's some hints to that. I don't know if maybe if you were very mindful, you caught one, maybe not.
Okay, so I must confess, I am aware of Metal Gear Solid. I've never actually played it. A lot of people here have, and I've saw my older brother play through a little bit. So it could be anything. It could be Fox Die. It could be the sound alert. I'm not sure.
Oh, you know your stuff. You know your stuff. Right now, the thing that's most relatable to that is the one sound when you die that goes like dun dun dun.
Oh,
it's not exactly the same, of course, but I don't want Hideo Kojima to hate me.
Been inspired by potentially.
Yeah, I didn't say anything here.
Yeah.
Both are one of the biggest. Like I would say that both cultures are one of like Japanese culture and Mexican cultures are like two of the most like renowned cultures all over the world, right? Like Mexican food is all over the place. Japanese culture is all over the place. Anime has like reached every corner of the world, and it really resonates. But sadly, one of the things, and I said sadly because of the reality of the world, but we actually took it lightheartedly, and this comes from Carlos also. But I don't know if you noticed, but like the enemies are part of the Narkuza, right? Which is Narcos and Yakuza blended together. So there's similarities, and I guess there's similarities because we're humans, right? And then you get those kind of stuff. But it's also kind of like opposite cultures, which makes the blend really interesting too.
Yeah,
we both have mouths.
I appreciate you keeping the family friendliness in mind. I'm sure if you could, you'd be like, here's some other choice words we have. So thank you.
Yeah.
It makes sense. You were inspired by someone's creative vision, and that Karin says videos games also affected by many movies. Hi, so this.
Yeah, so I cannot speak from Carlos, which I told you guys this is where the Mexican Ninja idea came, but he's a really big fan of B movies. So I keep asking Dario that we need to do some scenes from some movies that are inspired from B movies. I won't spoil anything because he has promised me that the game will have those scenes. But yeah, like we like, and Carlos is in the movies, so yeah, like movies are really a big inspiration for us and for the whole Mexican Ninja.
Yeah, Gabriel keeps telling me that if I don't do a certain scene, he's going to quit.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I guess we're going to see that certain scene in the full release later on.
Or maybe you won't see Gabriel in the credits.
Okay. I guess that's some leverage for you if you don't want any more dad jokes.
Yeah.
Oh man. Maybe you might have mentioned this. I didn't quite pick up on it, but why the name Mexican Ninja if Colombia is where I guess most of the devs originate from?
Carlos Rincones is Mexican, so yeah, I
original idea.
he's the original Mexican ninja, and
Yeah,
he has
I'm the real Mexican ninja, but he's the original.
Oh, the real versus the original. Got it. Okay. Maybe a sequel in the future will be Colombian Ninja. Maybe.
Yeah, that's one joke we tell.
Oh yeah, directing a movie, absolutely turquoise. Do you all have any other questions in the audience that you'd like to ask our devs? We're so fortunate to have both Dario, who is the creative director, and we have Gabriel, who's the producer, here on the call. Any other questions you would like to ask both of these lovely devs of the game Mexican Ninja?
everyone is involved.
How did they
Everyone is
become so
involved.
cool? That's why they're in awe. They're like, how do we ask? They're so cool. What do we say? They've been doing games for game development for 10 years.
I know how Dario got so cool, and like 3 years ago, he wasn't this cool. I'm gonna tell you. 3 years ago, he started working at Matrix. That's when he became so cool.
But yeah, when I started hanging out with Colombians, that's when I got cool.
Let's see. I have a question here. What do you think would be another genre of games to fuse with Mexico?
You know I think the beat 'em up genre is like super cool for that. But let's see, Gabriel, since you're like so quick-minded, do you have an answer for that?
I mean, it's like if you think about Mexico, a food game would be just amazing, right? Like making tacos or something.
Yeah, like cooking mama.
Cooking tacos. We do have an NPC that's called the tortillera, so the tortillera mini game would be just amazing. Like having your little taco truck, and you have to just like deliver tacos to as many people as you can in Mexico. That would be amazing. Or a road trip delivering tacos, or I don't know, something with tacos and guacamole.
Maybe a driving game, since we drive like so chaotically. Like dodging all the buses. Oh yeah, like a minibus driver. That would be a cool game. Hey, we need to do that. Where can I patent it so people don't steal my idea?
Oh my goodness, yeah, that'd be really cool to see. Like, I can imagine the kind of zaniness you could do, especially just given the brief taste I got of Mexican Ninja. I can only imagine how tastier a cooking kind of game would be. We have a few more questions here. Let's see if I can scroll up in here. OBS is being a little bit temperamental, but here we go. Let's see. Did I play the game? I did, DT3. I just managed to clear it right before this interview right now. We have on the call with us Gabriel and Dario. Gabriel is the producer, and Dario is the creative director of Mexican Ninja. What's next after Mexican Ninja? If the game is successful, are you going to publish it on other platforms other than PC? Are you moving on to a new project?
That's a great question. If the game is successful, we do have, as I was telling you before, Dario likes to feature creep, and we do have a ton of ideas in the backlog. It would be amazing, like if the game is successful, that we can deliver these. We haven't really thought about it because we're still finishing the game, but we do have a ton of things that we would like to polish to make new features that I think would make the game live a little longer. And obviously, if there's a hunger for the game, porting to consoles would be amazing.
And Dario, do you have anything to add on to Gabriel's comment?
No, I think that's cool. There's another question here that says, was there any part of the game that you had to troubleshoot over and over? Maybe not troubleshoot, but I really wanted to get a parry in there. You didn't see it in the demo, but it's going to be later. I had to fight with my sword to get a parry.
I don't know. I haven't said yes to that. So.
Oh.
Well, what did the tech lead say? Did the tech lead say?
Yeah, the tech lead was he didn't want to do it, because it was another feature and stuff. But at the end, my sweet talk convinced him. It's just missing Gabriel now.
So maybe soon we might have a parry system. Maybe what you all have to do is wishlist the game and check it out when it comes out later on.
Yeah, we need a couple of more wish lists to have the parry.
Yeah, we'll unlock it.
So DLC and console release confirmed. Thanks. Maybe. I see the cap of their fireball. But maybe. The parry seems hard. You have to hit a sweet spot and timing feels right. Yeah. Parrying icon is a taco. Alrighty. I have a final question here for you all. Let's see. Yes. Oh, wait. One more question here, since. Will the demo get updates if it's available? If so, what's the cadence going to be like?
That's a really hard question to answer. I would say that it really depends on if we're successful and if you guys love as well the game as we can keep developing. Obviously, this is a product of love and passion, but sometimes these games are not successful. We do believe that we have something amazing and are completely sure that we're making something that is going to be successful, and we have, like I said, planned for new stuff, but we haven't actually sat down and put on a calendar, we should release this feature 2 months later, 3 months later. So I won't commit to anything live, but we are hopeful that we can deliver more Mexican after we release the game.
That's such a producer answer. I'll get back to you. I'll tell you, it's going to be updates every day, every single day, every hour. I'm joking.
I will give you Dario's phone number somewhere secret in the game, so you can all message him and tell him, hey, where's the update?
Well, we'll have to see if there's an Easter egg we can find out later. But yes, as you all heard here, obviously you want this game to be successful. So if you really enjoyed what you saw and you want to play this, please consider going to that link at the top that's pinned in the chat. For those watching the VOD, I will have a link in the VOD description below, so you can go there too. Please consider giving a follow, a wish list. Put this on your wish list on Steam, because it means so much for the devs, and it would really help them, again, get the visibility and let them know that you're interested in this so that they can continue working on it. My final question for both Dario and Gabriel here is, I kind of already told people to go wishlist it, but what are other ways we can help support your game?
You can also go to and follow our social media. We post funny memes there, and our community manager is super funny. So maybe there, so you can keep updates or just, learn a little bit more about the Mexican Ninja universe. But of course, wishlist our game, please, and maybe make your when you see a phone unattended, go wishlist it in there.
But we were prepared for this question, please wishlist us, please play the demo, please leave reviews, comments, join the Discord. We have everything set up for getting some feedback. I see Fireball was talking about the demo, so I didn't understand the question. Yeah, if we see that the demo has major bugs, we will, of course, we will patch those out. We are planning on releasing maybe some updated demo in the next couple of months. So we are working on this. We are looking at everything that everyone is writing to us. So yeah, please engage with the game however you want to do it, even if it's like commenting on streams like this amazing stream or whatever you find. YouTube, Twitch will be in the lookout. Like the comments, the players are really what make the better, and if you guys can give us whatever feedback, even if it's bad, even if it's something that you don't like, or even if it's something that you find amazing, or that's really something that will help us in the next couple of months. We do have a tradition that we told Aileen that we have in the studio, that EO screams at us in a battle cry, and we did prepare for that, but we want to make the announcement that he's gonna do a battle cry, but maybe be prepared, because if you have your headphones, you might get up and just start screaming and dancing and and start playing Mexican Ninja. So Dario, please. I think his headphones cancel the noise.
I think so. It was so epic.
They do that though.
A very epic battle cry. We got little bits and parts of it here, so we know exactly how epic it is. We got to get the audio to stop prohibiting the epicness of that audio, the cry coming out.
It was too much for you guys. You weren't prepared.
It's too much. The audio spared us the real Mexican Ninjas battle cry. But yes, please do help out our devs if you really like this. Yes, you heard from Gabriel, like, it means so much if you can comment, if you can go join their Discord, check out their social media, definitely go give it a wish list, put it on your wish list. It means a lot to them. But I just want to say thank you again to Gabriel, Dario, for joining us today and doing this interview. I really appreciate your time and sharing with us a little bit more about the inner workings of what goes behind making a wonderful and very culturally diverse game. So thank you.
No, thank you for the space. Like this is amazing for us, and like you get the demo, so we're really happy about it. You learn to play our game, which is amazing for us, and thank you for doing this. We really appreciate it. It's really important for us, so we're really heartwarmed by all of this. Thank you. Gracias.
Gracias, muchísimas gracias, Ali.
De nada, gracias. Thank you.
Thank you for winning the game. Yeah, that felt good.
I was really happy too. I was like, I didn't mention it, but like as I was getting to the last second, I was like, my mod Rico was like, hey, the Mexican Ninja devs are gonna wait for you, and I'm kind of like, I gotta worry, I gotta go fast. So I was really happy to be able to do that.
Yeah, we saw you locked in. Yeah. That was.
But yes, everyone, please thank our lovely developers for joining us and for giving us an exclusive sneak peek at Mexican Ninja. Again, please go check out that link that is pinned at the top. If you're watching the VOD, it'll be posted below in the VOD description. And really help out the devs. It really mean a lot to them. So that's what we're here for, to uplift developers from Latin America. And so happy to have developers across, like, again, places like Mexico and Colombia working on awesome games like this. So thank you again, Dario. Thank you, Gabriel. Really appreciate your time.
No, thank you. Really appreciate it. Thanks everyone that was here also, like.
Yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. and yes, thank you all. We are still going to be showcasing some more games, but I'm going to take a quick BRB, and I will see you very soon. So we're going to go to BRB really quick, and we'll see you soon for some more games and game key giveaways. So stay tuned.